Let's talk Tom Brady, the GOAT. He's back. 40 days and 40 nights of retirement. And Tom Brady's back in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And one of the things that has been talked about is whether or not this retirement thing, whatever it was,
the unretirement,
damaging Tom's legacy or, taking the luster off the end of his career here, which, Jake, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know that anything at this point could damage his legacy.
I just don't know why the guy retired in the first place. I think, obviously the card everyone is playing is that Giselle leaned on him, and it's time to spend time with the kids and with me, and football's had your life forever. And it's like, I understand that, and I understand that that's a real angle and everything. However, I don't think that you can't take football out of a guy's life like Tom Brady. And I think that Tom, we can't undersell the fact that he's the ultimate competitor. Tom Brady and guys on his level in their respective sports want to beat you every single day. And when they don't have that dynamic in their life, when they don't have purpose and they don't have a reason to push themselves, they feel bored. They feel complacent. It feels weird. And I think that you have to understand that. And you have to understand that's why Tom Brady, is unretired, if you will. In my opinion, the guy was never actually going to officially hang it up and never come back or never play another snap of football. I think that he retired to please Giselle. They had some conversations. He bought some time, and now all of a sudden he's back. And that's why I say, Tom Brady is, obviously the GOAT. But I think that Tom is taking calculated risk here. If he comes back, or when he comes back, not if, obviously when he comes back, if he were to flame out and look terrible, that's obviously going to hurt his legacy. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tom Brady, this is just another regular offseason. I think he's in shape, throwing a great ball, and he's just going to continue to do what he does. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's my thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with Tom Brady playing football as long as he wants. It's his prerogative. And you're really going to tell me that all the guys that were free agents and retired with him aren't going to come back to play with him and chase a Super Bowl when they lost on the last play of a game to the team that went on to win the Super Bowl? Come on, man. This team is going to be back.
But I also think there's something in this idea that, $25 million for Tom Brady is a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at Aaron Rodgers, and those two will forever be compared to each other, mainly because as much as Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears, Tom Brady owns Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
To me, Aaron Rodgers getting $50 million a year, looks ridiculous at this point. And the holdout and the selfish thing and the, hey, look at me, thing that Aaron Rodgers loves to do every offseason.
Yep.
I think that's where the embarrassment is. I think Tom Brady is a beloved figure in the NFL. I think there are a lot of people that hate Tom Brady, but they hate him for the right reasons because he's very good.
Yeah.
And for my money, there's not another quarterback I would rather have than Tom Brady. Like, I cannot truly sit here and think of another quarterback I would take over Tom Brady.
No.
And I think Tampa, is we talked about last month. Tampa lost on the last play of the year to the eventual Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Brady is still at the top of his game, and I say let him play a kid's game as long as he can.
Yeah.
And knowing a lot of professional athletes and knowing how difficult it is, and I think we as fans don't understand the emotional toll it takes on a guy when he retires. Like, when you think about Tom Brady, he's been playing this game for over 20 years. His entire life has been what happens on the field with a football in his hand. That's been his existence. And you're just going to walk away from that, and it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's why you see so many professional athletes gain a ton of weight, fall into bad health, because they're obsessive, compulsive people who all they do is play the game and do what it requires to play at a very high level. When you're a guy like Tom Brady, all you do is work out, you eat well, you train, you sleep, you bang Giselle, you play with your kids, and then you go do it all over again the next day. And hopefully banging Giselle is a daily thing, but that's a different story. My point is, this is their entire life.
Yes.
And so when you walk away from a game like Tom Brady walking away from the NFL, it's really difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And so, no, I don't think this has damaged his legacy at all. I think by far, without question, there's not a conversation. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback who's ever done it.
Sorry if you're offended by that.